Hey everybody, back with an episode of Downton Abbey. Last episode, we ended off on a fire. Edith almost burned down the building. Jimmy got fired because he was hooking up. And Mary decided to go off with Lord Gillingham. They're going to do the damn thing and see if they really are a match. That whole episode was like about sex and democracy. The Dowager is really like doing a lot to try to keep Lady Isabel from that guy. I don't know why she's doing it, other than her not wanting her to be an actual lady, or maybe she thinks she's doing it for her own good. I can't tell yet. It's so funny to me, like, how that butler was treating Dr. Clarkson. He's a doctor. He's below the station that you don't want to serve. That is just the wildest shit. I mean, you should serve anybody, but he's a doctor. So ridiculous. Daisy is seeming like she's wanting to get her studies in to be more prepared for when she has to take over the farm. I'm hoping Mrs. Bunting can help with that. She made quite an impression, very similar to how it used to be with Tom. I hope she still keeps coming around, and maybe she is someone that could help Daisy in what she's got going on. I'm curious if we're going to see Jimmy at all, or if he's just out the door. And I'm glad Miss Baxter came clean about her situation, even though I can't say I would blame Lady Cora for firing her, but I hope she doesn't, because she does seem very remorseful. There's also seems like there's more to the story, but at least Thomas can't hold that over her anymore. And he was very fortunate to be in the right place at the right time, to be thanked for letting everyone know about the fire. So he just keeps falling upward sometimes. Edith, it seems like she's going to adopt her own daughter. I mean, I'm not 100% on that, but that's what it seems like, which is weird. I guess she can tell her when she's older. But the hoops that they jump through to keep, everything. It's just ridiculous. I just can't believe. I mean, I can't believe. I know it used to be that way, but it's just so ridiculous. So yeah, they still seem to be, just hinting at the stuff with Mr. Bates and Mr. Green, and I just want that to like go away. I really don't want Thomas to find out, but maybe if he knew the circumstance, he'd be like, you know what, fair. But he's had it out for Mr. Bates a lot, so I could see it going either way if he ever even finds out. But Mr. Bates also brought up the fact that he wants kids, and maybe he and Anna are going to do that. I don't know. But, yeah, let's get into it.
It comes down to priorities, Lord Grantham. Which is more important, a game of cricket or the loss of a son in the course of his duty?
He does love cricket. Now you're back to having no friends in the house.
Do I take it that I am now first footman?
Since you are the only footman, you are first, second, third, and last. Make what you will of it.
Mr. Mosley, we're nearly at the end of those distinctions. I expect we'll drive around for a few days and stop and sketch when we see a view we like.
Who's this with?
Annabelle Portsmouth. It'll be fun.
How was your morning, Papa? Have you decided where to put the memorial?
No.
Mrs. Henderson has done the most generous thing and given a wireless to the ward so that they can listen to music and the news and sometimes even a play.
Well, Marigold is one of our own. Well, very nearly.
All I'm saying is...
Yeah, see, she's getting attached.
A real blessing.
Well, I'd have to think about it.
Of course you will. Because if people get used to seeing you together, you can't just duck out.
That's why
He should just tell his wife the plan.
Take it on if I'm sure.
You could be a sort of godmother.
Maybe I could take her up to the house to visit my niece and nephew.
My eye. How lucky would she be?
This is all very good.
He's really selling it.
Give it a thought.
I believe Caverham Park has some beautiful gardens. Though it's the wrong time of year to see them.
The promise of the gardens in summer will be the final worm on the hook.
Honestly, I'm as good at being teased as the next man, but even my sense of humour has its limits.
I don't think they were teasing in that moment.
Play the Holy Mother all you like, you still nearly got me sacked. Leave her alone.
You know that young woman who works at the school?
Miss Bunting. Mr. Branson's
Hey.
Yes. But I didn't like to ask him in case he found it awkward.
Aw, she's
I was
doing this for
wondering if she
Daisy.
might be prepared to take on some extra work.
I have to be sure there aren't any consequences.
What sort of consequences?
Birth control.
Well, you know.
There must be more to it than that.
No, she sneaked up to the bedroom, snatched up the pieces, pearl necklaces, diamond bracelets, put them in her pockets, and tried to make it look as if someone had broken it.
Why, though?
It'd be good for me.
It's your money. Do what you like with it. But you can't just give the child up when you get bored.
I won't get bored. Cousin Robert?
Yeah, that's not going to be the
Did you see
problem.
this article about how wirelesses are getting cheaper and more reliable?
No? What's Mr. Branson's
Poor Rose.
pal doing down here?
Why don't you approve? I'd prefer to see a memorial at the heart of village life, so we'd pass it on the way to church or the shop and give a thought to the boys who fell.
You surprised me, Mrs. Hughes. I was disappointed in his lordship, but I'm more disappointed in you.
Oh, that's
Every
your own
relationship
problem.
has its ups and downs.
I can see you're married,
I am married, yes.
but you don't wish for any more children.
That's it. That's right.
There is always abstinence.
Of course there is, but
She didn't ask.
I don't want to take any risks because of my health. I'll pay. It's not right that you should waste your money on me.
No, I want to pay.
Aw.
That's a nice thing you're doing.
Is it?
Oh, I think I've been a damn fool and doubled my workload. I wondered who was in here.
There must have been a cause, a reason for you to do such a thing.
What sort of cause?
I don't know.
Money?
It's someone that you cared for needed money for an emergency and you were desperate to help.
I was a common thief. I would only say that I am not that person now.
People change. I actually did think she was going to have, like, a reason, but
When you
she
finish
doesn't
your
have
tea,
to.
I'm on my own in here. I feel like a bull in the china shop.
Why aren't you going with her?
He's still interested.
It's Lady Mary. She'll be away for almost a week.
Suppose I was a working woman with 8 children and I didn't want any more. Wouldn't I have the right?
I agree completely.
I feel like going back tomorrow and ordering a baker's dozen.
One's enough for now.
Is it a diaphragm?
Mr. Bricker,
This is wonderfully kind of you.
I haven't seen you for ages.
Have I neglected you?
You sure
I'm
you don't want
sorry.
to go off with him?
I need to apologize. Although I think you might perhaps have told me I was not the lucky winner.
Who is this
So
fellow,
you
anyway?
did choose Lord
Sorry,
Gillingham?
Just a chap I know.
Tom's gone to ask if she'd like some dinner.
God in heaven, you're not serious.
She's the first friend Tom's made that has nothing to do with us, and we must respect that.
So every time we entertain, we must invite this tin pot Rosa Luxemburg.
Yes.
She? You could do anything you want if you put your mind to it.
I like that she challenges him.
I was that man. But I'm not sure I can be that man again.
You can be. I know it.
There's probably like a middle ground.
The English killed King Charles I to create a balance between the throne and Parliament.
I didn't kill him personally.
I didn't shoot the imperial family.
Goodness. Is this what they call a lively exchange of views?
It's about now that Pa usually fetches his gun.
Mary, don't tease Mr. Bricker.
If the king wants to use the wireless to speak to his people, maybe we have to listen. I wouldn't say that, my lord. Is it not a case of
We're gonna
the
get a
king
wireless?
being forced into accepting a humiliating assignment by his ministers? Are you saying the king is a weak man, Carson? Never that, my lord. But even kings must bow to pressure sometimes. Surely we won't be corrupted if it's only in the house for a day.
A day, and then another day, and then another day. I love that there was dissension between them two, who usually agree on everything.
I am not persuaded you could have acted on your own.
Maybe not. I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, there is
Because
a reason.
alone or not, in the end, I made the choice to steal. Tomorrow I can show you some of the other pictures he brought back if you've time before you go.
I have all the time in the world. I should enjoy it very much. There's coffee in the drawing room.
Do you like her?
Thank you. We'll be right in.
When she explained it to me how it all worked, I could see it at once.
Well, this is Our Lady of the Numbers.
If I'd had a teacher like her when I was at school,
Oh,
things
well,
might
she
have turned
just
out very
needed
different.
Well, they've not turned
good
out
teacher.
so badly, have they?
I don't like it when we're not on the same side.
Oh.
We're different people, Mr. Carson. We can't always agree.
I know. But I don't like it.
Oh.
He's had no life since Sybil died. But I have a feeling he's turning back into who he really is.
Is that a bad thing?
Good.
For us, maybe, but not for him.
I'm going up. Good night, you two.
I'm glad to see it.
Are we talking about sex? Or
No.
love?
Well, that is the question that mankind has been wrestling with since the dawn of time.
There's heat here. There's no heat with Gillingham. I'm sorry.
For that terrible woman's ideas to come spewing out of his mouth.
Maybe she's given him confidence to say what he really thinks.
And tell your friend Bricker to stop flirting with Isis. There is nothing more ill-bred than trying to steal the affections of someone else's dog.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
Well, I'll tell him.
Oh,
Flirting.
with Isis.
The point is, I want to marry again. And I absolutely don't want to divorce.
I wish you luck, my lady.
A lot of arguments in this episode.
He likes to say hello to his father sometimes after school.
It's good of you to make a special journey.
Oh, no, he comes with me when I'm on the way to the shop, the post office, and takes a chance to visit the grave then. My Bob was a lovely man.
Good spot.
A wonderful dad, and I don't want our Robbie to forget him.
Oh, God, isn't this thrilling?
What's this I see?
I don't want this place to be a doll's house. A marigold doll. To be kissed and petted, then cast aside when she loses interest.
You won't lose interest.
How can you be sure?
I am sure.
I suppose he can't hear us. No, it doesn't work like that.
The novelty.
You have heard the voice of His Majesty King George V. What do you think, Carson? Mrs. Hughes, the king on the wireless.
I prefer to think of him on his throne, my lord.
To me, it's a good thing to make him less of a myth, more of a man.
The monarchy has thrived on magic and mystery. Strip them away and people may think the royal family is just like us.
Or would that be so?
They are.
There are times when I'd like to belong.
So try.
Does that sound funny?
Not to me. Not at all.
Put it in the small library.
Thank you for changing your mind.
I knew it.
I wasn't aware I'd decided against it.
It's such a pity Mary had to miss
But it was just a rental.
sketching trip.
So, what's the plan?
It's a simple one. We'll go down to Church Street for a scrumptious dinner. After which, we'll come back.
And make love.
Exactly.
My walk through the village convinced me. And there's a bonus.
What's that?
It puts us back in agreement, Mrs. Hughes. I'm not comfortable when you and I are not in agreement.
Oh, you two, get
There's
together.
A policeman to see you, Mr. Carson.
A policeman?
Something's turned up. And before they take it further, they're trying to establish its significance.
What?
What is that? What's turned up?
A witness.
Oh, fuck. Y'all better get y'all's stories together. Why won't this go away? Damn it. Witness. Damn, I thought Mr. Bates covered all his bases. Shit. Nobody better turn. I mean, obviously the one to worry about is Thomas, but he seems desperate to get friends, and maybe we can use this. I don't know how it's gonna go though, but ugh. So a lot of disagreements in this episode, from people who always disagree to people who hardly ever disagree, which is fun to see, because even as, you know, as much as you want to, as much as Lord Grantham wants to like push out people like Mrs. Bunting, you're going to find people that you have a lot in common with who you disagree with from time to time, and that's healthy and normal. And it's good to see here, like, even like, you know, Mary and Anna, who, you know, are always on the same side, but Anna's very traditional and old-fashioned, and them talking it out, I think it helped Anna see Mary's point of view, and I think she's more okay with it now, which is good. And with Mr. Carson not like thinking that the location was just going to be something that it's not, seeing other people say, hey, this might be a really good place actually, and then him meeting people directly involved, like that's a great place. It's right near a cemetery. Of course it is. So he can see why they thought that would be a good location. And he was desperate to get back on the good side of Mrs. Hughes, but you know, that was a little tiff. But they are hinting a lot at them having more than just co-worker / friend feelings to each other, and I really hope that ends up happening. Love that Daisy's working with Mrs. Bunting, and she doesn't have a learning disability. She just didn't have someone to teach her to her well, and Miss Bunting is good at her job, so it seems like it's going well. And I know Lord Grantham hates having her there, but it's good for Tom. It's brought Tom back to who he is, like they said. I didn't love that Tom just lost that side of himself, and I love that he's regaining it. I don't want him to go to America. I don't want him to leave, but he can be who he is at Downton. And I hope that I hope he continues to be more who he was, and for it just to be accepted, you know? Like, I agree, like, arguing at dinner all the time is a lot, but difficult conversations need to happen or nothing ever changes. And I love that he's challenging them in ways that they've never been challenged before. Things are continuing to evolve and move, and a wireless radio is in Downton now. And so many people there could never have imagined. And I love the conversations about the king and like humanizing him and the royal family. They're not some fucking magical God-given family that deserves to rule over all. I mean, this is how you introduce new ideas into the world to these people who never questioned things like that before. I'm just seeing them all gathered around in their like seats so properly. It's so funny. We've come such a long way. I feel bad, obviously, for Mrs. Baxter, and it's understandable that Mr. Mosley and Lady Cora are like taken aback by the crime, because it is a lot. And I do think there is more to that story, but she still did it, like she said, and they've just got to decide whether or not they believe that she can do better and be better. And I believe it. I just hope they see that. I think they'll both come around, and just the fact that Lady Cora hasn't fired her yet is a good sign. And she's just got to keep proving herself, which she is. Jimmy's gone, which I'm not surprised by. But you know, I do feel bad for Thomas about it. But there's a reason he was your only friend. Try to make friends, and they'd probably, you know, take you in, but you make it so difficult. I think maybe it's a crucial thing, this Mr. Green stuff happening right now with, you know, how Thomas's future is going to be, much less Mr. Bates. As far as Mary goes, like, she sure did choose Lord Gillingham, and I don't understand. Like, I agree with Mr. Blake. I don't think he lights Mary's fire in the way that Mr. Blake does, but maybe she wants something different than Matthew and not someone similar to him. I just, I'm not charmed by him, so I don't really get it. But if she's happy, she's happy, and she's getting it, so good for her. And, she better be thankful that Anna did that for her. And that lady behind the counter should shut the fuck up. No one asked you. I love Rose just like getting shot down over and over again by Lord Grantham, but he sure did come around. But her like youthfulness and like excitement for like new technology, that is always, we see that in the present day, that is always led by the youth. So that's fun. So we're not talking adoption with Edith, but maybe eventually. We're saying godmother right now. I think, what's his name? Mr. I can't think of it. They said it, but I can't remember. Wolf? Is it Wolf? The people that have Marigold. I think he should just tell his wife, because it's not fair. She's going to get attached. She already has started to, and they think that she thinks that Edith's going to get tired of her after a while, or move on if she has a family of her own. So that's reasonable that she thinks that. Maybe he can convince Edith to tell her, since it's technically her secret. It would make this a lot easier. But she's, financially supporting her right now and wants to start bringing her to Downton. So I'm sure that's going to happen more and more. I still don't know what's going on with the Dowager. Is she really like trying to sabotage the relationship between that Lord? I still can't grasp his name either. Man, something. With Lady Isabel. He seems to really like her, and she seems to like to talk to him. I just don't know if she really wants to like be with him, be officially a lady. And maybe that's what the Dowager's trying to figure out. I don't know. But yeah, I like this episode. I like the little infighting and how it all just kind of like worked out for the most part. Some people argue. That's what happens. But I'm excited to see if Mary enjoys herself. And if they're going to make it official after that little time away. And if Tom's going to stick around, I'm worried about that. I really don't want him to leave. It was really sweet of Miss Patmore to do all that for Daisy, and even offering to pay. It's like she's the godmother of Daisy. Oh, that's so cute. Ah, I love that. And I hope Mr. Mosley comes around for Miss Baxter. If not Lady Cora, at least him. But if Lady Cora doesn't, she's going to be out. And I don't know if he could see her after that. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I really like this episode. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back soon.